describing any person that you may have celebrated Valentine's Day with yesterday. What I'm describing is how book lovers like to think of a book. A very good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to IIM Bangalore. If reading a book can mean all that, just imagine the immense happiness out of being able to write a book. To see a seed germinate into a full-fledged plant that takes on a life of its own. To see that it can stir emotions differently across different people. If you have ever thought of putting a book together, this evening is surely going to help you in that endeavor. I am Sonali, and it is a privilege to welcome you all to this exciting session of how to write your first book. We have a wonderful panel of esteemed authors here with us today. Before I make their introductions and they share with us their views and experiences of their authorial journey, I would request you all to please settle down and switch off your mobile phone. Kindly keep your mobile phone silent. Thank you. The first panelist to join us on stage is an award-winning Indian novelist who began her career with short stories but has since gone on to write children's books and many novels. Shashi Deshpande holds degrees in economics, law, and English literature. She published her first collection of short stories in 1978, and her first novel, The Dark Holds No Terror, in 1980. She won the Sahitya Academy Award for the novel That Long Silence in 1990 and the Padma Shri Award in 2009. She has written 4 children's books, a number of short stories, and 9 novels, besides several perceptive essays. Her novels are deeply rooted in India. Her subjects are the realities of women's lives and the truths that lie behind their silence. Many of her readers admit to lapping up the narrative, not just for its literary subtleties, but for the empathy it creates for the characters in the narrative. Quoted as an inspiration by many, it is an honor to have her here with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mrs. Shashi Deshpande. The second panelist with us today is an author who holds a postgraduate degree in economics from JNU and an MBA from the Wharton School. However, he has taken Mark Twain's advice quite seriously when he admits he has not tried to let schooling interfere with his education. Arun Raman steered his family company, Raman Boards Limited, to become the 3rd largest player in the transformer board market globally. A highly successful industrialist, he has held several senior positions with the Confederation of Indian Industry and was the recipient of Karnataka Rajyotsava Award for 2010 for his contribution to the industrial development of the state. He currently runs Raman Fiber Science, an R&D company in the area of material science and engineered composites. What brings him to IIM today is his strong literary interest. His first novel, The Shadow Throne, was published by Pan Macmillan in September 2012. His second book, about an adventurous story, is set to be released very soon. He contributes features to the Hindu, Sunday Magazine, Outlook, and Times regularly. And when he gets time from all this, he goes for tennis or takes a trek in the Himalayas. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Arun Raman. Our third panelist this evening has been a fiction writer for over 2 decades and has explored different genres in her journey as a writer. Beginning with short fiction, Usha Kiyar won the award, Katha Award for her short story, Sepia Tone, in 1995. Usha has found her space in novels, especially with themes that explore how different individuals negotiate with the world around them. Many of her works have been nominated for honors or have won awards. Her novel, The Monkey Man, was on the shortlist of the prestigious DSC Prize for South Asian Literature 2012 and was also longlisted for the Man Asian Literary Prize. Another of her novels, A Girl and a River, was shortlisted for the Golden Quill Award, the Commonwealth Writers' Prize, and also won the Vodafone Crossword Award 2007. She's also the Managing Director of IIMB Management Review. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome this highly awarded author, Ms. Usha K.R. The final panelist of the evening is an IIM Bangalore alumnus. 20 years since he left IIMB, Ravi Subramaniam has combined his passion for writing and experience as a banker to create 4 best-selling novels. If God Was a Banker, Devil in Pinstripes, The Incredible Banker, and recently, The Bankster. A career banker and financial services professional, Ravi has worked with various multinational banks such as Citibank, ANZ Greenlace, and HSBC for over 18 years. Each one of his books has been set in the backdrop of a foreign bank and is based on financial science. Often described as the John Grisham of banking, Ravi has a unique insight into the banking industry and a flair for spinning intricate plots that keep readers on the edge of their seats. His debut novel, If God Was a Banker, was a national bestseller and won the 2008 Golden Quill Reader's Choice Award. The Incredible Banker won the 2011 Economist Crossword Award. Even before the release of his latest novel, The Bankster, his fiction trilogy and the sole non-fiction title, Aboard the Mons Ferrari, have had phenomenal success. Ravi also writes popular columns for well-known magazines and his own personal column in the Economic Times. On behalf of IIMB alumni, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome the award-winning author and one of our own back to the campus. Ladies and gentlemen, I will now hand over the dais to Mr. Ravi Subramaniam to lead the panel discussion.
Thanks, Sonali. It's a pleasure to be here. There are a few of my batchmates here, and they would probably recall that February 15th, 1993 was the year when we had our first placements on campus. And that was the day one of the placement. So it's exactly 20 years to the day that I come back to this campus, and it gives me great pleasure to be here. And what gives me even greater pleasure is the fact that I'm back here not because of 18 years in the banking industry and giving some boring lecture to students, but back here for my co-curricular activities and here as an author. So thank you very much, IIMB Alumni Association, for having me here. And thank you very much for actually putting together such a wonderful panel. It's indeed a pleasure to be with all of you here. The way we'll structure the evening is we'll start, I think we will allow each of the panelists to actually to speak for about 5-7 minutes on what they think about writing, what they think about their books. And post that, we will have a brief panel discussion on books, writing, how they got about the writing, and what people want to write the first book should take care of. And once we're done with that, then we will actually have an open house for questions in case you have any questions. And in case you have any questions down the line, as we go along, please feel free to interrupt. But that's the broad structure that we intend to follow for the day. Just that's fine with most of you. So what I would like to do is, I would like to hand over the stage to Shashiji, and being the senior most and the most renowned author in the entire lot present today, I would like to request you to take the stage first and please, adios.
writing as well. It's something new for me to be in a management institute. I've spoken to scientists, to physicists, to doctors, to engineers. First time I was talking to the management crowd, so for me it's the first time. And talking about writing a first novel. So it's very strange that today when I'm going to be talking about this, I came across on the internet an article about Philip Roth, the great American, the very senior and very known American author, about how he reacted to a waiter. He'd gone for breakfast somewhere, and there was this waiter who came up to him with his book, his first book, and it was entitled Balls, by the way. And he looked at the book, and then he told this young man, I would quit while you're ahead, really. It's an awful field, just torture, awful. Well, I was just thinking, what could have made that man say such a thing to a young writer? I don't agree with him, I think he's completely off the mark, but I can understand. You don't like your waiter coming at you with a book when you're gone there to have a quiet breakfast. And I think that's the reason why he must have been so kind of, nasty. And thankfully, I'm going to talk only about the first novel. I'm not going to talk about anything else. For a first novel, I can say there are two ways of writing a first novel. One is you write a novel. Number two, you write it first. That becomes your first novel. I don't see any other way of writing a first novel. So, the second thing I would like to say is, don't ask anyone for advice. I mean, we're all sitting here, you might be thinking, oh, they're going to tell us something. But my advice is, don't take any advice. Don't ask for advice. What you need is to do a hands-on kind of learning. Writing is just like that. So, Wodehouse, for example, tells you that if you try to read about what authors say about writing, each author will tell you that my way is the best. So who do you listen to? So don't listen to anybody. But there are a few things I have to say because I'm here, so I will say that. Actually, there's no moment when anyone, at least I don't think that from my experience, the kind of person and the kind of writer I am, but there was a single moment when I thought I want to be a writer or I'm going to be a writer. It never happened. I just began to write. I mean, the urge was to write, the urge was not to become a writer. I had to say something. There was something I wanted to say. I did not write for the sake of writing or because I wanted to become a writer. I was pretty much surprised when I found myself a writer. I was just writing. I was sitting at home writing and sending my stuff, by mail to editors, etc. And one day, about 15 years later, I found out that I was considered a writer. So that is how writing is. You just want to say something. Unless you want to say something, I don't think there's any point in time in thinking of yourself as a writer. The next thing is, you want to say something, you want to say it in the best possible way. I'm putting things extremely simply, because I think really it's all a very simple matter. There's nothing complicated in writing at all. You want to say it in the best way, which means your language. And to me, Ravi was saying that I think a lot about language. I do talk a lot about language. For me, I'm passionate about language. I think we are losing it in this generation, not your generation, maybe the next generation. Because people seem to think language doesn't matter. And I think that's an awful thing to happen to humankind. I mean, we have worked for millenniums trying to reach where we are with our language, and suddenly to throw it all away and say language doesn't matter. To me, it seems like a very horrible thing. So language is a medium of writer. It is what we work through. It has to be good, like a surgeon needs his tools or her tools. We need words, we need that. So not only you need to know the language, not only you need to have control over the language, you need to love language. You need to love words. You would never treat language badly because you really love the language. So my single piece of advice to anyone who wants to write is read. Please read, please read, please read. Nothing else I can say to anyone who wants to write. The greatest school for writers is reading. There's nowhere else where you can learn about writing. I know there are creative writing schools, but I think even when you go to a creative writing school, unless you have read authors, unless you have come to know the language through reading, there's no point in even thinking that you can write. I know people do it nowadays, but I don't approve, that's all I can say. I think beautiful language is one of the greatest pleasures in life.